Rutgers duo of Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey. Their team wasn't very good this year, but that doesn't take away from the fact that they're very good. And I think that it's important to separate the two things. So I guess what do we say about Dylan Harper, son of five-time NBA champion Ron Harper and brother of former Toronto Raptor Ron Harper Jr. and Ace Bailey, 6'10", with guard skills?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird that there has been, like, at least over the last couple of years, it seems like there's more of a trend where, like, top picks don't always necessarily make the NCAA tournament. We saw it with Anthony Edwards. His team missed the tournament. That clearly didn't derail his progress into the NBA. I mean, Ben Simmons was the undoubted number one player in the country, and his team didn't make the NCAA tournament.
Too. Yeah.
And rookie of the year. And you know what? It looked pretty good for a little bit, but then I think that some non-basketball things got in the way there. Michael Porter Jr., another good example. Missouri didn't make the NCAA tournament. He, before all his back surgeries and everything like that, he was far and away the number one player in the country, five-star recruit, everything like that. So, team success, even though you would think it would be directly correlated, like if you're that good at the NCAA, or if you're so good at the NCAA level that you are a surefire top 5 pick, you would think that it would correlate to team success. That's not always the case, especially in today's day and age where you have guys who are basically our age playing college basketball, still grown men that have been around for 6 seasons, and teams can recruit players in the transfer portal, and all these, upperclassmen are starting to make more of an impact. And that's why you're seeing teams that go heavy on freshmen like Kentucky in years past get bounced early in the tournament because, as talented as these one and done players are, inexperience shows in the tournament and it shows throughout the college season. But, to get back to the players themselves, 2 tremendously talented players, Ace Bailey, like people compare him to Tracy McGrady with the way that he can create his own shot. He's a tough shot maker, super fluid. He's everything that you're looking for in a wing in today's NBA. And then Dylan Harper is just that do-it-all guard who you can't speed him up. He can play make, he can pass, he can create his own shot, he can get downhill, use his body, good body control, get to the rim, all these things that you're looking for in a point guard in today's day and age. So even though they're not playing in the NCAA tournament, if you haven't, familiarize yourself with those 2 players, go find some highlights on YouTube, go watch, where maybe it's on social media, go find something and look up Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey, because even though their teams aren't in the NCAA tournament, they are as good as advertised as certified top 5 picks in the NBA draft.
Yeah, one thing I want to add on Dylan Harper, who's 6'6", 220 as a lead guard. So this is a guard with plus size, just like his dad was a big lead guard, and he played in a different era of the NBA, and even his big brother to a certain extent. But him, just the fact that he's a pro with body control, can't speed him up. He checks all the boxes of what you want from a pro guard. And then he's a big guard at 6'6", 220. One thing I want to point out, by the way, I didn't know this until today. So maybe I don't know ball, or I just don't keep up with the Georgia Bulldogs. Do you know who played on that team with Anthony Edwards?
Oh, man. Put me on the spot. Now I
wouldn't expect you to know, because I didn't know.
Nah, who hit me?
He ended up transferring to Dayton, and he is an excellent perimeter defender for the Trailblazers now.
No way. Tumani Camara was on that Georgia team?
They were same freshman class.
Man, that is crazy. I was literally just talking to somebody this weekend who asked, friend of the pod, Bryce Baldelli, who's asking, like, player that, under the radar that people aren't really talking about this year in the NBA season. Tumani Camara was that guy. He has a case for all D, and I had no idea he played on that Georgia team.
Played on that Georgia team. So if you want to talk about Bailey and, Harper being 2 good teammates who, how could 2 good NBA players not make the tournament? Anthony Edwards wasn't by himself. He had Tumani Camara on that team, though. He ended up being a 4-year player. They both were a part of the same freshman class at Georgia, which is something I learned today. Crazy how stuff works out.
You and me both.
Exactly. There you go. Things you learn when listening to NBA Soundsystem Canada. I'm sure some of our listeners learned that as well.